Hi, I'm Ryan Anderson. I'm here today to present our software engineering project for the spring of 2022 semester. But before we get into our project, let's go ahead and meet the team. First up, we're going to have Miss Julieta Mendez. She was our team lead, and she generally spent her time helping out each of the other team members on their portions of the project. Next up is Molly Sechon. Her job was to develop our front end and was our primary front end developer. Next up, this charming gentleman is Mark Bante. He primarily worked on our facial recognition program. Next up is me, Ryan Anderson. I spent my time developing the back end of our project. So what is our project? In a couple words, it's a modernized adaptation to a classic business solution. This solution we're talking about is essentially a business reporting system. These reports typically track incidents that happen within a business, and typically it also tracks the people involved in those incidents. These incidents could be anything like a break-in, a fight, somebody that they might want to keep their eye on next time they're in the business, anything like that. And we enhanced it with facial recognition. The reason we did so was for the sake of security and safety. A lot of the time, these business reporting systems are found within a security department, and they're used as a means to keep out unwanted individuals. Now, what makes an individual unwanted? Could be any number of things. Like I said, they broke in, they started a fight, or even in, say, the casino industry, if somebody voluntarily wants to ban themselves from the casino because they have a gambling addiction, they can do so, and it's usually up to the security staff to stop them at the door. Now, human memory is fallible, and a lot of the times unwanted individuals can still make it inside a business because whoever's working might not recognize them. Even though their picture's saved in the report, maybe they're wearing a hat today or some glasses, maybe they shaved, maybe they got older, and sometimes that's enough to trick the person on staff, or maybe the person working just isn't that great at memorizing faces. And that's where our modern adaptation, aka the facial recognition, comes in. It attempts to make up for that shortcoming. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Miss Julie, and she will give you a demonstration of our reporting system and show you a live demonstration of our facial recognition system in action.
Hi everyone, this is the FR Most Wanted website. First, we can register a new business. So I'll sign up with my name, email and password, and then maybe my business is a casino. Up next, I can choose any fields I want for my profile format, and then anything for my report format. So maybe I want to add an extra box and label it conclusion. Once I submit, it tells me my business ID that I need to sign in again. So if I continue, here it leads me to the website. I get a list of all the reports. If I click on one, it'll give me the pop-up of all the information in that report. I can also add a report. And as you can see down here, it gave me the conclusion box that I added when I registered. And then the profiles page contains the profiles of people that are on watch lists and ban lists. So if we click on mine, we see that my status is banned. It has all my information, and then it lists all the reports that I'm involved in. I only have one, so if I click on it, it shows the same report that I showed you earlier. When we go to admin, these would be all the employee accounts. So if I click on Ryan, it shows you all his permissions and then his information. So if I wanted to, I could go in and edit these permissions to give him more or less. And then if I sign out, it will let me sign in again. So email, password, and then my business ID. And there we go. So now I can actually show you how the camera works with the facial recognition. We'll start with Mark. Here we see Mark walking up to the camera. And as soon as it picks up on his face, we get that notification pop up that Mark has arrived. Next, we'll try it with Ryan. So here we can see we get his notification pop up that he's also arrived. And these also tell us the status of the people. If you try it with Molly, we see that it picks up on her face, It recognizes her. However, we don't get a pop-up because her status is cleared, which we can see in the console. And that's how the camera works. And that's our website.
So our goal with this project was to do something practical, to do something that you would find in the real world. And we did that by taking a classic bit of software and upgrading it, which is something that's very common in today's business environment. But not only that, we also wanted to explore some new technologies, some methods and techniques that weren't completely familiar to us. So although the content of this course may have had many failings, this project did allow us to get some very real experience in a few key areas. So firstly, given our shared code base, we found ourselves using agile development methods. Now, while the course may have had a focus on XP, which has been outdated by some 10 years or so now, we found ourselves using the industry standard of Scrum. And furthermore, in the current industry, one of the hottest things is test-driven development. And we were actually able to emulate that with this project by the use of continuous integration and unit tests. This next item probably had the largest impact on us when it comes to our education. Although it came very late in the semester and with almost no time to use it, some late nights and some hard work, we actually were able to apply it in a few areas of our code. This is the industry standard design patterns, something every programmer should know. Now, some of these patterns actually either allowed us to simplify our code or implement some functionality that previously we just couldn't. So lastly, one of the most foundational things you're going to learn as a programmer and something you should know before getting into the industry are called solid principles. And that's something that this project allowed us to implement many times over. So with this project encapsulating all of these ideas, all of these principles, we can add it to our project portfolio to show employers, hey, we really are ready to take a position in the industry and we know what we're doing.